push or pull. How often have you felt the frustration of not knowing how to open a door? As soon as you start thinking about those confusing doors, they're going to pop up everywhere. In fact, if you use these doors incorrectly, there's a good chance that others will do the same. Some doors are very easy to open, and even intuitive. You know straight away how to use it. This is known as the phenomenon called affordance. Affordance is a principle that helps us understand how to interact with objects, our relationship to them, and how they might be used. For example, as Donald A. Norman explains, the design of a door handle can significantly influence our way of using it, defining our perceived actions. We can often understand how to use something just by looking at it. Affordance in objects is a concept that designers and creators must study to produce items whose use is intuitive. William Gaver categorizes affordances into 3 types: perceptible affordances, which characterize the object itself and indicate possible actions; hidden affordances, which refer to interfaces lacking obvious cues, where users must rely on experience. On the other hand, false affordance refers to an action that is not possible. Norman developed the Norman doors theory, highlighting the example of doors with a handle, but that you actually have to push. Further than the Norman door concept, dark affordance, which refers to the manipulative use of affordance. It can be used as a tool to influence users' behavior without their consent. For instance, many corporations use this tactic to collect data without clear consent by making refusing cookies near impossible. This leads users to take actions they would not typically take, such as sharing personal information or subscribing to services they otherwise wouldn't. The Austrian privacy protection NGO NoIB, None of Your Business, has taken action against more than 500 websites concerning their use of cookies. Although the law stipulates that the options yes or no must be clearly offered, it is often extremely difficult to click on anything other than accept when we see cookies. Statistics show that only 3% of Internet users are actually willing to accept cookies, while 90% are pushed to say yes because it's challenging to turn them off. The role of NoIB is to share more transparent and simple information about the use of data and to push a simpler access to it for people. This is what we call data activism. Data activism is a type of activism that revolves around the use of technology and data. Data refers to the acts and statistics collected to be analyzed, often within the field of computing. Activism is the effort to promote social, political, or environmental changes for the common good, and is associated with concrete, vigorous actions. Data activism is a form of activism embedded within a data infrastructure. The goal is to make data accessible and understandable to all, revealing abuses of power and raising awareness on various data-related issues. Activists often target organizations that violate transparency or data access, which can mislead or misinform the public. Data activists use social actions and the data itself as a language to promote justice and drive social, political, and environmental changes. The example of poor affordance is highlighted in this collection of clips where we tried to use Aalto University's doors. In our doors problem, a data activist could share this problem with the users and the establishment. For example, by creating a website where you can find data on how to use these doors. The activists could then use affordance to offer simplified access to information, like stickers or QR codes on the doors. These actions wouldn't be necessary if the doors were designed properly from the start. With these doors, there were many cases where we had to completely redo the action because of the lack of good affordance. The suggested affordance on some of the doors were completely contrary to the actual function of the doors. This is our data activism, digital platform, and the distribution of data. Our dream is to never let anybody suffer with Aalto University's doors again. We created a website which offers information on how to open even the most difficult doors in our otherwise lovely campus.
Let's go.